We all have to make a ton of decisions every day. Some are big, some are small, but they all shape our lives in subtle ways. And there is this one phrase that has been echoing in my mind lately. Every future you dream dies the moment you pick one. It's like every choice we make closes off a whole bunch of other possibilities, doesn't it? Like we're constantly sacrificing potential futures for the one we choose to walk down. Think about it. When you were younger, maybe you had dreams that felt as limitless as the sky. You could totally be anything you want and do whatever you dream of. But then you made a choice, one that seemed right at the time. But in doing so, you closed off a bunch of other options. You picked one door to walk through, and suddenly all the ones you didn't choose anymore seemed to disappear. For instance, when I was in high school, I was pretty good at math and physics. So my parents and teachers always assumed I would end up in an engineering or science-related field. And to be honest, those were fields I was interested in. But then I took an advanced placement government class and fell in love with social studies. I ended up going to college for political science, because that is what I was passionate about at the time. And while I learned a lot, I also knew I wasn't really interested in being a lawyer or a government official, which were the typical career paths for policy majors. I was pretty lost at the time. I joined the Peace Corps after I graduated, which was an amazing experience. But after 2 years, I returned home knowing I did not want to continue working for the State Department like most of my fellow Peace Corps volunteers. Instead, I went and got a master's degree in library science and in philosophy. At the time, it felt like I was betraying my parents' wishes for me to have a more traditional career. But looking back, I wouldn't trade my experiences for the world. They shaped me into who I am today. But along the way, I'm pretty sure I disappointed a lot of people with my seemingly random career choices. And that's okay. It's part of life. We all have to make choices and sacrifice certain things in order to pursue what we want. But is there a way to reduce the number of doors we close behind us as we walk through each choice? Is there a way to make better decisions that lead us toward the life we actually want instead of one we think we are supposed to want? You see, we all have to make a ton of decisions every day. Some are big, some are small, but they all shape our lives in subtle ways. And sometimes it can feel like we're just making the same small decisions over and over again. Like, should we eat breakfast? Should we wear this or that? Should we go here or there? These decisions often become habits and routines that make up the majority of our daily lives. And that's why it's important to recognize when a decision is actually a choice. A habit is something we do almost without thinking about it. A choice is something we consciously decide to do, even if it requires some thought and consideration. And when we're faced with a choice, we should ask ourselves, does this align with the kind of life I want to live? Does this move me closer to where I want to be, or further away from it? Because every time we make a choice, we're sacrificing other possibilities, aren't we? So it's essential to make sure we're making the right choices for the life we envision. We cannot undo the past, but we can start today to choose more wisely. Take small steps, make conscious choices, and do not be afraid to change course if you realize you are on the wrong path. Remember, life is a series of choices, and every choice leads us closer to becoming who we are meant to be. Is freedom just the burden of too many doors? I'm curious what your thoughts are. Feel free to leave a comment below or share this with someone you think might enjoy it. And I'll see you next time.